that Tristram is safe, I traveled to Chaldeum, the great city of the East. It has fallen before one of the last lords of Hell, Belial. I mean to set the city free.
Chaldeum. Everything Uncle Deckard left me leads to this place. It's strange. I first met him here when I was only a child, and now his loss feels heavier than ever. He was right about everything all along. We have to stop Belial before it's too late.
It is with some reluctance that I write on the 7 Lords of Hell, for they are the greatest of the demons, and even whispering their names seems to poison the air around me. They are divided into the lesser evils, Belial, Asmodan, Juriel, and Andariel, and the prime evils, Mephisto, Baal, and Diablo. Andariel was the only female evil. She aided the lesser evils for many years, but eventually she lost faith in their plots. 2 decades ago she chose to help Diablo during his resurgence and seize the citadel of the Sightless Eye. Ultimately, she perished at the hands of brave heroes. The Valrus manuscript lists Asmodan as the best battlefield commander of all demons, having defeated the angels many times in the eternal conflict across Pandemonium and the prime evils in the demonic civil war. If the Lord of Sin ever assaults our realm, we truly have much to fear. Baal was the most brash and reckless of the prime evils. After the Dark Exile, he was contained within the Horodrim Tal Rasha and entombed. Centuries later, Diablo freed Baal, who then corrupted the World Stone, to devastating effect for the barbarians who lived near Mount Arreat. The heroes killed Baal shortly afterward. Belial, Lord of Lies, is the most elusive of the 7 evils and is a master of deceit. It is said that he manipulated Asmodan into revolt against the prime evils. This began the Burning Hell's civil war, which ended with the dark exile of the prime evils to our mortal realm. Diablo was the youngest of the prime evils, but I found him the most dangerous, for his power over terror left him incapable of feeling fear. Though he had easily possessed and corrupted many humans, Diablo's essence was finally trapped in a soul stone and banished to the unfathomable abyss 20 years ago. Juriel is the twin of Andariel. I believe that they conspired together to assist Diablo in releasing Mephisto and Baal, though they had both supported the lesser evils in the past. The Lord of Pain was found guarding Baal's prison, the tomb of Tal Rasha, when he was slain by heroes. The evil of Mephisto, Lord of Hatred, was so pervasive that even after he had been defeated and entombed in a soul stone, his demonic essence oozed upwards into Travancore and corrupted the Zakharum priests. Though he fell to the same heroes who killed his brothers, I fear for us should he ever return.
Here we are. Chaldeum, Jewel of the East. Uncle Deckard loved this place.
He wouldn't now that it is under the spell of Belial, Lord of Lies. I can smell his stench on the air.
We need to split up. You two search for Belial, while I hunt that witch Magda. Cain's death will not go unanswered.
An enchanting young woman, who is much more than her youth suggests, will come to your aid today. She can be of great help to you, so try to be polite, will you?
What is going to happen that I will need her help?
The Coven will use deception to try to ambush you. Ugh, how predictable. I was just talking to Hedrick. He is still denying his grief. He really needs to open up. If he would just let me comfort him, it would do him a world of good.
How does it feel to be back in Chaldeum?
I told myself I'd never come back here. And yet here I am.
Because of what happened to your father?
Because of what happened to me. Some scars don't heal, and there's no point in scratching at them, is there? The weather doesn't suit me either.
You may notice that jewels you find enhance your already considerable abilities. I can combine similar gems to make a more powerful one. At the moment, I can only offer you a few basic pieces of jewelry. Now, if you bring me supplies, I will eventually be able to offer you exciting and exotic new designs. But it doesn't have to be just business with us. Come by and talk anytime, my friend. Oh, it's even harder than I remembered, Dad. I'm afraid I'm growing weak. I need a drink and a bath. And something to keep the sun off. Or maybe just a nice cool jewel to put on my forehead. That will fix everything. I heard a rumor that there is a strange and mysterious jewel crafting device hidden in the aqueducts of the Daugr Oasis. I have a mind to go search for it myself. Don't worry, I won't go alone. I'm sure I'll find someone to show me around.
I have never been outside the city my entire life. I have never even been outside the palace. When they threw us out here, I thought I would die. I was terrified. But now, look at this view. I have never understood how large the world actually was. It is beautiful.
Most commoners know Chaldean by reputation, if not direct experience. The trade city has existed for thousands of years, predating even the Mage clan wars. Its neutral stance throughout the following centuries saved it from the destruction that visited the nearby city of Vizjun, and life, along with trade, carried on. The Trade Consortium Council has always been the ruling body of Chaldeum, but it gained additional strength after the fall of the Vigerai. The councilmen saw opportunity in the rapidly growing Zakarum faith, and they allowed the fanatics to build their enormous cathedral, Saldenkal, within the center of the city. Not content to reign supreme in commerce and religion, the Trade Consortium Council aspired to make Chaldeum a nexus of learning as well. It proposed to unite the mage academies in a massive new structure, the Ashari Sanctum, which has remained a beacon of knowledge and advancement ever since. Chaldeum changed drastically in recent years when the Kurast nobles all but invaded the city. Soon after, their emperor Hakan I joined them and made Chaldeum his capital. Though his actions seemed audacious, he managed to bring further peace and prosperity to the city for the duration of his reign. All was well under the new emperor until his untimely death forced the Zakarum priests to find a new heir for Kejistan's throne. Through a series of elaborate rituals, undoubtedly a spectacle for their superstitious followers, they determined an impoverished infant in the north was Hakan I's spiritual successor. After the Zakarum priests' rituals were complete, they employed a group of reckless mercenaries, the Iron Wolves, to retrieve the child. They dubbed him Hakan II and installed him on the throne despite his scant years. Chaldeum has been in decline ever since, and I can see no reprieve in sight.
God, where did these refugees come from?
I am not a god. I am a Shira, commander of the Iron Wolves. We saved these refugees from Magda's coven, that even now wreaks havoc throughout the borderlands.
It seems fate has brought us together. I hunt Magda. Do you know where she is?
She's heading toward Alcarnus, but has blocked the road behind her. However, there is another way. Through the Kasim outpost. The Iron Wolves were mercenaries, until we helped the Zakarum priests find the successor to the first Emperor Hakan. We became the Emperor's personal guard after that, but everything changed a few months ago when the first refugees began arriving. An Imperial Guard was created to protect the citizens from the refugees, while we were out in the desert fighting the Coven and their demon spawn. Eventually they took over. All of these people have fled from the cultists in Alcarnus. They are refugees far from their homes.
Why can't they enter the city?
The Imperial Guard lets no one in. These people are sentenced to a slow death.
The inner city is closed by order of His Eminence, Emperor Hakan II. For now, you must all remain here.
Let us in! We are dying of hunger and thirst. Can't you smell the stench of death?
The Emperor has forsaken us.
Back, or we will force you back.
Your Imperial Guard would let us die here. At least the Iron Wolves try to aid us.
Mention them again, and I will leave your corpse for them to find.
There must have been some mistake. I am a favored member of the Emperor's court.
I wouldn't go over there if I were you. Some poor fellow fell to his death from the wolves.
I hear they have resorted to cannibalism out in the desolate sands.
My little Hakan has become so cruel, so paranoid in the last few weeks. I hear that he has ordered all of his staff to leave the city, or he will have them thrown from the walls. He cannot possibly mean me. I have cared for him since he was an infant.
Ashira is a good woman. She has to know that the Emperor isn't the same sweet child she brought to Chaldeum years ago. She has to act. If Chaldeum falls, so do the trade routes. And people will start starving all over the world. We must tear Hakan from his throne.
Many of my banished peers have fled for Lut Gholen. Not I. I shall wait for our Emperor to come to his senses.
Very noble, my lady. So it has nothing to do with the last caravan leaving 10 minutes ago?
What impudence! How dare you even speak to me?
Apologies, my lady. You'd best take up your concerns with the Emperor.
Don't look at me like that. I'm no common thief. I just temporarily mislaid my purse. This store's owner would be proud to let someone like me purchase his vegetables on credit. Were he here?
Shudder, child, what is that foul stench?
It's the sewer, sir. That hole goes right into it.
I'm sure our Emperor had his reasons for closing the gates, but how are we expected to sleep scant inches from tunnels packed with filth?
A bit of advice, my lord. If I were you, I would sleep with my back against the wall.
From the pages of Solan, exalted poet of Kyrgyzstan, my love rises out of the oasis like a willow. Let me nourish her like a pool of cool water. Let me wind myself up her curves and hollows like fingers of ivy, and climb her shaded branches to taste of her fruit.
Tyrael and I learned that while the Iron Wolves were fighting Magda in the desert, the Emperor replaced them with Imperial guards who bar all from the inner city.
I suspect that the Iron Wolves were sent out to die. Belial has made his move. We must find a way into the city.
As a child, I explored Chaldeum while Uncle Deckard studied here. I can get in through the sewers.
Good. Learn what you can while I head to Alcarnus to take care of Magda.
Be careful. Alcarnus sounds like Magda's trap.
The city has many secrets, and I still remember most of them. I can get into Chaldeum through the sewers if I avoid the Imperial Guard. While I'm out, my friend has sworn to take down Magda. It won't bring Uncle Deckard back, but we'll all be relieved when she's gone.
This gate leads to Alcarnus. You'll need to follow the long road over the canyon bridge and through the Qasim outpost. We haven't heard anything from the Iron Wolves in the desert. If you make it to the Qasim outpost, seek out Captain David.
Take heed, traveler. Cultists guard these desert roads, and they will slay any who pass.
They're welcome to try. I have come here to kill them, and their leader.
Then you must not go alone. I shall accompany you. There are illusions out there. Mirages to some. But I can see them for what they are. The Coven's foul magic. They will lead you to your death.
I've dealt with these cultists before. Their traps are easily spotted, but my thanks for the warning.
She looks different than anyone we have seen. Her skin is as soft and smooth as polished ivory, and her eyes, they... Oh.
Why are you two whispering over there?
No reason.
Stay back! They're in the rocks!
Be careful. They are very near to us.
Are you certain? The road seems impassable.
You should never have come. Demons will feast on your bones.
I've missed killing these cultist scum. Come on, then!
How did you know about the ambush?
I am an enchantress. The ways of magic and illusion are familiar to me. My name is Arena.
I'm no stranger to magic myself, and yours is pretty unusual. What are you really doing out here?
Well, I am also looking for someone. But here, let me clear the way for you.
Captain, from behind!
Protect the people! Iron Wolves!
If not for you,
The Lacuni would have eaten well this day.
Should I expect more Lacuni on the road to Alcarnus?
Even worse. Cultists are casting spells in 2 of their desert lairs to obscure the Black Canyon Bridge.
Let us head north to the Howling Plateau. The cultist magic seems to be emanating from there.
Another sunset, and Alcarnus is still safe from the sudden madness that plagues Caldeum. Though we are seeing an influx of hooded pilgrims for some Zakarum holy day, the demons out there are keeping their distance. I will double the guard at the gate. We must not be unprepared if our luck turns.
There is another illusion here. The cultists tried to hide their footsteps. Their spells are weak and easily countered. If we follow these prints, we can find their lairs and halt the rituals. I will seek out any other traces of their magic.
The Lacuni, or Panther Men as they are sometimes called, have inhabited the desert wastes east of Caldeum for thousands of years. The large males are the tribe's leaders and protectors, while the agile females are expert hunters. Mostly they are primitive and reclusive creatures, although they will attack if cornered or hungry.
This is one of the cultists' lairs. They are casting part of the illusion inside.
The ritual is disrupted! Kill the prisoners!
This should remove part of the illusion. There. That ought to dispel the Coven's magic. Let us go to the bridge. Tell me, what shall you do when Magda is dead?
The Lords of Hell, Belial and Asmodan, are plotting an invasion. I will cause them to suffer greatly.
How curious. You must be the one I was meant to find here.
It is easy to focus on the dangerous foes one may encounter on the ground, but the Bloodhawks rule the skies with terrible ferocity. These crimson-winged birds will wait until their prey is at a disadvantage, then swoop down to attack. Watch for their shadows on the nearby terrain, and be prepared to flee quickly.
I think it is time for you to know my true tale. I am not from Caldeum. I learned these spells 1,500 years ago. My sisters and I pledged our service to a man of great power. We called him the Prophet. He trained us and placed us in a magical slumber to awaken in this era. I am to prevent the Lords of Hell from invading.
You're serious, aren't you? I read about a stasis spell like that once, but I've never tried it. Come with me. It would be nice to have another mage along. How long did it take you to get here?
Well, it was not very easy to find you. I had to search for days. When I woke up alone, I did not know what had happened. I wrote about it a little. You may read more if you wish. I felt no fear when they sealed the tomb before me, only a sense of peace as my mind drifted away into the darkness. It seems I opened my eyes only seconds later and beheld the chamber in ruins, half buried in sand. I have left everything behind. Only hope guides me now.
So what was this place like during your time?
Beautiful cities towered up toward the heavens, but they were full of wickedness. The Vigerai ruled them with will's sharpest stone.
The Vigerai mage clans, you mean? I suppose they are pretty ancient.
They were a great deal more vicious in my age. It pleases me to see that their influence has waned now.
Was the Prophet one of them?
Oh no. He meant to punish the Vigerai. They were the first to summon demons into this land.
Is everything as the Prophet told you, or have there been surprises?
Well, I did not expect you to keep company with a seraph.
Tyrael? But he's not really an angel anymore.
I knew what he was the instant I beheld him, but being in his presence makes me quite nervous.
He is only trying to help.
We do not deserve it. Tyrael sacrificed all he knew to aid us. I hope it is worthwhile.
You're kind of odd sometimes.
It is merely the consequence of seeing that which is not readily visible. I have accepted it.
I didn't mean to offend you. We mages are all a little unusual, you know.
Then you have my thanks. Although, perhaps you are right. I feel as though part of me still sleeps in a faraway realm.
Maybe you just need time.
That would be nice. But the feeling I have indicates that it is more unpleasant and complicated than that.
You said that your sisters were supposed to join you here. Where are they?
They should have awakened as well. but their mission has already ended.
How?
I sought out the closest two before I met you. They lay dead and mutilated in their chambers. The others are some distance away. I fear the worst.
Who could have killed them?
There were traces of demonic magic upon their wounds. But surely the Prophet could have protected them. Where has he gone?
Do you have any other family, Lyndon?
My brother and I were orphans. We only had each other.
Is he a thief as well, then?
No, he was a member of the city guard.
That seems odd.
Not as much as you might think. Until the end, that is.
Why didn't you become a guard like your brother?
We're not much alike, really. He was always dependable and practical. A complete bore, I'd say.
And you were drawn to trouble?
Hardly. I was just amusing myself with the Thieves' Guild. It was nothing serious.
Until you were a wanted man.
That may have been serious.
What happened to your brother?
Nothing you'd want to hear.
Please, just tell me.
And then what? I suppose you'll make it all right. You'll fix it up just like another one of your little errands. Some things aren't that easy.
I will wait until you are ready.
Oh, God. And you're so noble about it, too. Spare me.
I have considered what we discussed. And you are correct. I know little about my past, beyond what my order has told me. But what does it matter? Look what they have done for me. They've turned me into a living weapon, a light against darkness.
Yes, you blaze so brightly that you willingly blind yourself. You said before that you have doubts.
I wouldn't know how to begin. How do I seek memories that have been taken from me?
I find that meditating on a problem can help focus your mind.
You may be right. I will find a way to take back my memories and exonerate my order.
Have things changed much in Caldeum since you've been gone?
Last time I passed through here was soon after meeting Mira. She wanted to stop and see the city, but I convinced her to travel on. My good memories of Caldeum feel like I'm watching someone else's life. I'll be glad for us to be gone.
You seem down today. Tell me what Miriam can do for you.
I am not down, but the Coven and their demonic master are nothing to laugh at.
What is life without laughter? So the demon lords want to crush all humanity beneath their heel. Does that mean you can't smile? The cultists are making a great mess of things out in the desert. They deserve the painful death you will bring to them.
Of course. But what are they trying to do?
They are torturing and killing innocent villagers to lure you into their trap. But you'll get the better of them, won't you? I must say I'm very fond of this new family I find myself in. But you could be a bit more open about your love for us, you know.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, don't try to hide it. You act like you just need us for our skills. But we know the real reason you've brought us along with you. Have I ever told you that I knew Shen before he became part of our family here? Oh, he is such a sweet old fool. What a wild love we had for each other. He used to do the most surprising things, if you know what I mean. I could tell you stories that would curl your hair.
Please don't.
I knew you would lead me to exciting and mysterious places. We should encounter the jewel I seek any day now.
Tell me more about this jewel.
Oh, it's nothing special. It merely changes form to evade pursuers and drives its owners mad.
What? Why would you search for such a thing?
Because it's mine. You try to give a young man some advice, and he assumes you are the Sensei god of thieves, traveling in disguise as an elderly jeweler. I understand his confusion, as I do share certain features.
Such as?
Well, we both are handsome, impossibly clever, adequately bearded, oh, and handsome. I know I repeat myself, but our sheer beauty should not be understated.
The people of Shansai worship 59 gods, but few are more revered than Zai, the exiled trickster god who travels the face of the world disguised as a humble merchant. Tales of his adventures range from ingenious thefts and practical jokes to more lurid exploits, none of which I'm comfortable recording here.
I stayed outside last night. I tried to ignore the silence, but the empty air felt like an open mouth above my head. Eventually, I realized I had to sleep. If someone was going to kill me, I was already dead. I hadn't slept that well in years.
From the sculpted sky roads leading to the Imperial Palace, one can see all of breathtaking Chaldeum below.
Breathtaking? Before the gates closed, I saw 3 rats and a starving child fighting over half an apple.
It pleases you to exaggerate, I'm sure.
No, it pleases me to pass out drunk in the shade. But here we are.
Now to find the Qasim outpost. What brings a necromancer to this forsaken desert?
Powerful spirits haunt these ruins. I was not strong enough to defeat them, but I was able to trap them. I fear the coven that invades the region will try to use the spirits for their nefarious purposes. But if you dare, you can try to put them to rest. Activate the totems to release the spirits, and be prepared to fight. Can you hear their angry voices? Still more remain.
One more left. Maybe now the old man can handle the spirits.
The voices fade. The spirits in this place are calm. I can begin the work of freeing them. The howling of the spirits lessens. You have put them to rest. Wait. Listen. The Coven! We have denied the Coven, but I fear they will find other, darker powers to exploit. Thank you, and go with the blessings of Rathma.
I've spent months searching these deserts for the Rignar idol. It is here, in these ruins. I know it. I've survived starvation, dehydration, cultists, demons. But this place is too much for me. You look like you could help me find it. I've come too close. I can't fail now.
Your sad tale has touched my heart. Let's see if I can help.
The idol! We found it! It was all worth it. Everything. Now that it is at hand, I find myself filled with trepidation. Would you take it for me? What was that? We almost died. If you weren't here...
I'm surprised you lasted this long. You should get back to the city.
Perhaps you're right. Thanks for helping me retrieve the idol, and for saving my life.
Only the most talented mages can summon skeletal guardians. It takes great power to form these tall, slim constructs from their unstable reagents, and even more power to sustain them. In the hands of a master, however, the guardians can become powerful weapons capable of defending their posts until the end of time.
I never thought I'd become a treasure hunter, but I also never thought my family's fortunes would sink so low. Yesterday, I heard a nobleman asking about the Rignar idol, an artifact that belonged to the great mage Zoltan Kul. If I can retrieve it, my family will never go hungry again.
I came here, searching for a powerful ghost named Gesram. We found him here, locked within the soul prisons. But the cultist wounded me gravely in the desert, and I dare not try to destroy him. You must do what I could not. Gesram is free! I can feel his presence!
I am free! 2 decades ago, my mentor faced the forces of evil and emerged victorious. I cannot hope to surpass his achievements, but I will try to bring balance to the raging forces that threaten to tear the world asunder in these days. The spirits are restless near Chaldeum. I must quiet them.
Be careful. This ship is cursed by demons. Should be safe as long as we don't disturb it.
Damn, I always thought that being a first mate would be more exciting. I guess I shouldn't expect much from a mining expedition. Ever since we set off from Kingsport, All I've done is sit out on deck and watch the deckhands argue. Haven't been able to get much sleep these past few days. Apparently my sea legs aren't as sturdy as I thought they'd be. I've vomited more times than I can count, and every time Captain Hanso offers me some ale, I have to come up with some excuse to decline. After 3 straight days of this storm, I'm almost convinced that this ship has some sort of curse on it. Each week brings some new trouble that I have to deal with. I'm not sure what will give up first, the ship or me. Reyes tells me that it was some colossal wave that did the ship in. I was down below when it all happened. Several of us survived the wreck. The rest of them have gone off to try and figure out where the hell we are, as if any of that matters. Madness, complete bloody madness. The captain has disappeared into the desert somewhere, and the rest of the survivors are convinced there's some sort of monster after us. I'm starting to think the crewmen that died in the wreck got the easy way out, lucky bastards. All the rest of them are dead now. I'm the only one left. Strange deformed creatures attacked the wreck, where most of us were sleeping. I managed to get away safely, but I don't imagine it will be that way for long. I can hear them, giggling in the shadows, like this is some kind of game. First Mate McMahon.
The ground! It's shaking! Can't feel my legs! Oh, my legs!
The Dune Thresher is an elusive being with a tremendous capacity for bloodshed. It lurks beneath the sands, rising up to seize prey in its jaws and rend the body until it is but sinew and gore. I once saw a Thresher in the flesh, and it rather disagreed with my constitution.
Over here, please. There isn't much time. The miners, my friends, disappeared one by one, tortured or enslaved by the cultists. Only I was left.
Careful now. You are gravely wounded.
Yes, but for a good end. I released the fiend that lay deep within the cave, then lured the cultists inside. Please, go down there. Ensure they're all dead, and kill that horror before it...
We cannot control it any longer!
To those who doubt my achievements in research, I present my findings on the Dune Dervish. It took me many years to find the truth of these strange, deadly figures, but my sources indicate that they are the cursed remains of mages who summoned a demon far beyond their power to control.
We camp, lying in wait for a hero of incredible prowess. My gut churns with the suspicion that we are simply fodder. I have heard tales of this hero wading through our ranks, slaughtering us as if we were children. I will not sleep again tonight, I fear.
There's something odd about those guards.
I need you to open the gate. I must reach Alcarnus.
You must be mad. But if you're intent on rushing headlong to your death, talk to Captain David down in the command post. He's got the gate key.
Here you are, delivered unto me as a sacrifice. A gift from Lord Belial.
Sacrifice? Me? Belial set you here as bait to lure me away from his treachery in Chaldeum.
No! He would never betray me! Strike her down!
Belial is the Lord of Lies, Magda. The truth is, you were dead the minute you killed Cain.
Magda. This hero means to attack you in Alcarnus. If I were you, I would set a trap at the Qasim outpost. But I am not you. For all I know, you wish to fail me again and force me to kill you. That would grieve me, though somehow I think I could manage it.
Not a moment too soon. They plan to sacrifice us to Belial. Iron Wolves, take back the town!
Has Magda reached Alcarnus?
Yes, we've heard rumors of a horrible slaughter there.
Then please, open the gate. It is well past time for Magda to die. Magda will soon pay for your death, Deckard Cain.
Captain of the Guard, you are hereby ordered to send a band of your most loyal men to secure the Qasim outpost. Control of the city hangs by a thread. The commoners are becoming restless, and it is imperative that we subdue them. Remain vigilant, for there may already be an outsider within our borders looking to stir up trouble.
Help us! You can't leave us here!
Calm yourself. I will get you out of these cages.
Thank the gods.
Do not worry about us. Go!
I cannot thank you enough.
Head south to Chaldea.
I'm rescued.
You are safe now.
I owe you everything.
These poor souls. The Lord of Lies is as cunning as he is vile. We'll need to use our wits to defeat him.
Wit is not something we are in short supply of, friend.
Indeed. Belial will regret the moment he underestimated us.
About a week has passed since the cultists found us. Mama told me to hide. I was always good at hiding. No one could ever find me because I would choose the places where no one wanted to look. Then they dragged my parents away. I can still hear them screaming.
No illusions to hide behind this time. I didn't think you were brave enough to face me in the flesh.
It matters not. While you hunted me, Belial's Imperial Guard captured your little witch Leah. Soon, her power shall be his.
Magda has paid for your death, Cain. Be at peace, my friend.
Another triumph for righteousness. Let the wicked tremble.
Magda, such sad, sad tales have reached me of your truly abysmal failure to stop the enemy at the Qasim outpost. But at least the enemy's spy is being found. Once we eliminate her and her allies, this obnoxious little world will fall to me, and perhaps you, if you survive.
In her final miserable moments, Magda swore that the demon lord Belial would soon rule this world. He'll have to defeat me first.
I feel Belial in the very air. I see his shadow behind haunted eyes, hear his voice whispering lies on the wind. He need not bring an army to this city. It is his already.
In her final moments, Magda claimed that the Imperial Guard had captured Leah. At the Qasim outpost, I discovered that these guards are serpent demons under Belial's control.
Then they must be holding the Emperor against his will. I tremble to think what Belial might do with Leah and her growing power. The only chance we have to rescue Leah is to wrest the Emperor from the grasp of the Imperial Guard.
Perhaps Ashira of the Iron Wolves could get us close to the Emperor. I will go speak with her. If you were an angel, how did your fall raise the dead?
Not just any angel. I was the Archangel of Justice. My fall awoke the vengeful dead who were slain unjustly during Diablo's reign of terror. There was nothing I could do. As my power left my body, I had absolutely no control over it.
What happened to you after you destroyed the World Stone?
The resultant explosion dispersed the light and harmony of my angelic being. Without form or shape, I restored myself within the realm of pandemonium. It took me 20 of your years, but finally, I returned home to the high heavens.
Did the other angels welcome you back as a hero?
Hardly. Believing my actions had endangered creation, the Angiras Council put me, the Archangel of Justice, on trial. I knew then that heaven was doomed, unless I could enlist the aid of mankind against the coming onslaught of hell. Chaldeum is the greatest city in the world, the seat of the Empire of Kyrgyzstan.
I've heard it called the Jewel of the East.
Its libraries overflow with undeciphered tomes of arcane knowledge. Its streets cover labyrinthine tunnels. It is a city of wonder and mystery. I do not know how these refugees persevere. Their situation is dire, and it seems there is little hope for them. Where do they find the strength to carry on?
That is what it means to be human. You suffer, but you endure.
The human spirit never ceases to amaze me.
My people are shunned many places, but we were always welcomed in Caldeum. Something must be very wrong, that they won't even let their own people into the city now.
Something? You're a mystic. Can't you be more specific?
Is that any way to speak to me? And you don't need visions to see that Belial is in control of the city. The question is how?
Did you meet your wife here?
It's actually quite a tale. We met in a town not far from here on the outskirts of Kurast. She was... well, you're not going to believe it. She was locked in a cage.
You married a criminal?
No. They were going to burn her as a witch.
You married a witch?
Let's talk about this another time.
I have thought more on what I am missing.
Oh?
Our progress seems to clarify things for me. It is difficult to explain.
If we keep going, maybe you'll remember more.
Yes. The spell that sent me to this time was bound to the Prophet. Now he is missing, and some parts of me are missing as well. Lost to the ages.
Perhaps you can retrieve them with magic?
Yes, but it will take a while. My skill is not so great as the Prophet's was.
You speak of all these women. Surely there was one who you truly loved.
Ah, yes. The unreasonable one I spoke of earlier. I loved her with every inch of my heart, before it went black as coal.
What happened to her?
Well, she did what all unreasonable women do. Married the wrong man.
Why didn't you stop him?
It wouldn't have been easy. He was my brother.
I have thought of a way to retrieve my lost memories, but it is dangerous. I must ask you to promise me something. Should I lapse into my old sins, whatever they may be, you must kill me, as I killed Jondar.
I choose redemption, but regardless, what is your idea?
I found a journal on Jondar's corpse, written in an ancient Templar cipher. I can translate it, but it will take some time. Perhaps studying his treachery will give me a clue into my past.
Well, that sounds ideal. What troubles you?
Jondar was once a man of faith, devoted to the Templar Order. What if he discovered something that made him betray himself? Matters not, for I must do this anyway.
Captain Ravan, the conditions out here are deplorable. Something must be done to aid these people.
I will faint dead away if I stand in this heat a moment longer.
Ashira, the Emperor and my friend are in grave danger. I must gain entry into the palace.
I heard what you did at Qasim Outpost in Alcanis. You have my thanks, and you shall have my help. Captain Ravan, this woman has vital information regarding the massacre in the borderlands. We must see the Emperor at once.
Very well, but I don't think you'll find him receptive. Let them pass!
People are being robbed out here. These slums are filled with thieves. You simply must let me in.
Our homes are destroyed.
You are bold to have sought this audience with me. My guards tell me you were responsible for the massacre of innocent villagers in Alcanis.
Do not be taken in by those lies. Alcanis was the work of servants of Belial, Magda and her coven.
If you are innocent, then why do you have spies skulking through my sewers? Bring her in!
Let me go!
I detest violence. Guards, I leave this matter in your hands.
No! I knew you'd come for me.
We should leave here, before more guards arrive.
These serpentine demons are Belial's favored servants, and he has granted them some of his skill in cunning and illusion. Deceivers will cloak themselves in the familiar forms of their enemies' companions and friends, waiting to strike when the moment is opportune. It is only then that their true forms are revealed.
Get out of here. I will cover your escape.
Thank you. Now we need to get to the sewers. I'll explain why when we get there. These demons are blocking our way. We must destroy their summoning construct. There has to be a way into the sewers from here. This leads to the sewers. I found my mother Adria. She's alive. But the Imperial Guard is holding her somewhere down here.
We will find her.
So Magda was telling the truth. Somehow I knew my mother was alive. I always knew it.
But you never knew her. Be wary, Leah. Things are not as they seem sometimes.
Attention, subjects of Emperor Hakan II. A trespasser has been sighted in the city sewers. Witnesses describe the suspect as a young woman in a crimson tunic. Reports indicate that she arrived in Caldeum recently, along with a party of suspicious travelers. Any information leading to her immediate capture will be handsomely rewarded by His Eminence.
My exemplary servants. Keep the witch alive until she talks. Pain will loose her tongue, but only to a point. Remember what happened with the Vizier's assistant? It was a pleasurable time, I admit. But the man had only incoherent babble and bloody strands of pus spilling from his lips by the end.
Adria should be up here.
Tell us about the Black Soul Stone! We know of the 3 that the Horadrim used to trap the primevals. What is the purpose of this one?
Your master Belial has good reason to fear it.
Leave her alone!
Seize them!
Leah, my daughter.
You know who I am?
My darling, I've watched over you all your life. But I never dared get close because of the danger that always shadows me.
This is not the time to discuss the past. Let us get to safety.
I'm surprised Cain never told you why I left. He knew I was called to fight the Lords of Hell. And I knew he would keep you safe.
He's gone now.
Then it's fate that we have been reunited. Cain's work, your work, is my war.
According to the Horadric texts, only 2 evils remain. Belial is here in Caldeum, and Azmodan has yet to reveal himself. The guards were asking you about this Black Soul Stone. I remember reading about it in Uncle's journal, but it didn't seem important.
No, but it is. It is the key to defeating evil forever. It was created by the mage Zoltan Kuhl to trap demonic souls.
Yes! He was a renegade Horadrim, dismembered by his brethren before he could activate the Soul Stone. His head was sealed away in the Dulgar Oasis.
We must retrieve it, because if we're to use the Soul Stone to defeat Belial and Azmodan, Zoltan Kuhl must live again.
After all this time, my mother is alive. I couldn't be happier, and yet it's still hard to accept that she never sent word to me or Uncle Deckard. She said that she wanted to keep me safe, but I just wish I'd known. Well, at least I have her now.
We rescued Leah's mother, the witch, Adria. She revealed to us the existence of the Black Soul Stone, an artifact that could destroy all evil forever. Of all mortals, I have been given the task of retrieving it. How were you captured by the Imperial Guard?
I was trying to steal out of the city. I'd returned to gather some things before setting out to recover Zoltan Kuhl's head, and the guards found me. Zoltan Kuhl, a legend. There is no doubt in my mind he is as powerful as the stories say. But for every bit of his genius, he was surely mad. He was obsessed with immortality and power.
A madman. We would do better to leave him asleep in the desert than to call on him for aid.
You have a better idea.
I do not. It is merely a warning.
Tyrael thinks that Zoltan Kuhl is untrustworthy. Is it wise to ignore an angel?
It will be dangerous, but you have faced great peril before. If Belial and Azmodan invade, you will have much more to worry about than a dismembered wizard.
How well did you know Cain?
For a time, during the darkening of Tristram, we spent many nights in the Tavern of the Rising Sun, discussing his Horadric texts and the varied arcana I'd collected during my travels.
Did you ever see him again?
Only from afar. From time to time our paths would cross, and I would catch glimpses of Leah as she grew. It broke my heart that I could not reveal myself and raise her as my own.
Did you find it difficult to abandon your child?
What? No, I never saw it that way. She grew up in safety, while I risked my life to find the key to our salvation. It was the sacrifice that I had to make. In any case, Leah will meet her full potential under my guidance. Do you not have things to do?
I don't like dealing with Cole any better than you do, but I see no other way. If Adria says we must, then we must. Uncle Deckard trusted her, and so will I. I miss Uncle Deckard so much. It's hard going on without him.
You carry on his legacy. He would be proud.
Thank you. I'm going to get back to my research.
I heard that you were there 20 years ago, when Mount Arreat was destroyed.
Baal, the Lord of Destruction, sought to enslave mankind to the power of hell by corrupting the sacred World Stone. Unthinkable though it was, I was forced to destroy it.
And half the countryside with it.
Understand, friend, that entire worlds burned as heaven and hell fought over the World Stone. Arreat's destruction was regrettable. And, believe me, I paid a high cost as well. 300 years ago, I selected Kul and 6 others to form the Horadrim. He was a great man, who was driven mad by his long quest to hunt evil.
Why did the Horadrim kill Zoltan Kul?
He delved into powers not meant for man, trying to fashion an artifact that could fill his empty heart with the souls of angels and demons. The Horadrim had no choice but to slay him. The Order never recovered.
Those you've chosen to fight alongside you are an interesting bunch. Children after my own heart, flawed in such interesting ways. Irena is quite vivacious for one with such a burden, don't you think? I know you agree with me, Cormac. You'd best keep your vows in mind. Or maybe you shouldn't. And that Lyndon, he makes me laugh. He can warm my bed any night. Reminds me of my second husband, he does. This Adria, I sense dark things about her. She is not averse to using whatever means necessary to destroy Asmodan and Belial. She will use the Black Soulstone, no matter what the cost.
I can understand that. The Demon Lords are a threat to the whole world.
Some costs may prove too high, even for you. I worry about Leah. How is she?
She seems fine. Why do you ask?
Oh, no reason. She just needs someone looking out for her. This Zoltan Kul sounds like an untrustworthy fellow. You don't have your head separated from your body for no good reason.
We need him to get the Soul Stone.
Well, if you must. But I don't trust any of those ancient sorcerer types. Always up to no good.
I think I might have met Zoltan Kul once. He seemed like a perfectly reasonable sort, for a mage, that is.
Is there something wrong with being a mage?
Oh, yes. Well, you know how they can be. With the waving hands and the mumbling all the time. They can be a little strange.
You have sought knowledge for many years, yet you look so well preserved for your age, Adria. Just how old are you, exactly?
Go to hell.
Tell me more about your wife.
Very funny. I broke her out in the middle of the night and we escaped. They didn't chase us far. I guess they were glad to see her go.
A real boy meets witch story.
She wasn't a witch. She was a mystic. Though we didn't find that out for a time. Not until we started traveling with the Vetchin wagon train. But that's a story for another time.
A week ago, I was deafened by the voices. Council members argued in the corridors outside my chambers. Guards chanted on their patrols and scribes murmured incessantly. Out here, there is only the wind. I do not feel well.
I'm not surprised. You've been out in the sun for hours.
I can't leave.
The Emperor will come to his senses any moment now.
Take some of my water, you fool.
This is difficult.
Everything worth doing is.
Listen to me. I cannot talk for long. Belial's guards are constantly watching me.
Emperor Hakan?
Forgive me for my behavior at court. The gods would have killed me had I sided with you. But I will help you now as I can. You must be headed to the oasis. I can open this gate for you.
Why should I trust you? You tried to kill us.
I told you it was not my choice. My every move is controlled, and I am surrounded by enemies. But I swear to you, I will help you. I will prove it to you.
How will you be able to assist me?
You're here to kill Belial, aren't you? I can help.
I wouldn't want to put you in danger.
I can still fight in my own way. I want my empire back. I will find where Belial is hiding and deliver him to you.
How did this all happen?
There's little I can do. Between my advisors and the Imperial Guard, my every move and action are controlled. I've tried to fight back, but Belial's influence is strong. But now you've given me a chance. Perhaps my only chance.
By the light, I've never seen a place like this.
The enemy has destroyed Alcarnus and most of the cultists. The Master commands us to capture more slaves immediately. Go to the oasis and abduct villagers. Kill any who resist. That way we shall both gain allies and destroy enemies.
Save us! Don't let us die! Get us out of here! Thank you for saving me. Someone help us! I must flee.
Someone help! Help! Please help me!
What is that noise?
Oh no! They found us! The Imperial Guards left me here to die. But you saved me. Thank you.
It seems that the Fallen are indeed creatures of demonic origin. The old heraldic tale claims they were once powerful servants of the mythical Asmodan. They purportedly aided him in his battle against the prime evils, and Diablo later punished them by twisting them into the small, stupid forms they now possess. The fallen lunatics are the most unstable of their kind, causing them to overproduce highly combustible fluids in their abdomens. I believe this imbalance must be inevitably fatal, leading the lunatics to puncture their stomachs and release their explosive bile in a terrible display when enemies come too near. Though the champions are larger, and the lunatics more devastating, it is the shaman priests who lead the fallen. These shrunken, unintimidating demons can easily kill an enemy with their firebolts, but it is their ability to resurrect their imp allies that allows them to command such high respect from their peers.
Help me, please! Someone help! I'm being robbed!
Quiet, or I will rip your tongue from your mouth. You fool! You think you can save this man? You have sealed your fate.
Thank you. Those vile creatures were looting my goods. Now that you have saved me, I'd be happy to allow you the privilege of buying them instead.
Please, help! The Imperial Guards are in my home. You can't let them find what's in the back room.
The refugees will make fine slaves, and you will make a fine corpse.
You have done something truly noble, warrior. Let me show you why this room is so important. The Imperial Guards were trying to take these refugees. I did not know what to do. I am not the warrior my father was. Take whatever you want from his chests.
Some days, I think I would have been happier living a simple life. A farmer does not accomplish great deeds, but he sows his seeds and sees a harvest in good time. There is peace to be found in such gentle accomplishment. Rast, one of the historians of my order, once came here. He called it a fertile valley of slender trees and bold flowers. A place where evil has not found root. I fear he is no longer correct.
Those fools of the Trade Consortium are clueless that I siphon the public funds from their coffers. I will continue to hide my plunder here where none can find it. One day soon, I will claim my treasure and flee this desert hell for the greener pastures of the West.
This seems a likely place to hide the head of a deranged sorcerer.
Overwhelm the enemy and seize her companions. There is a witch among them, and another, a girl. Bring them to me along with the Black Soul Stone. They will be searching for the head of Zoltun Kuul. Scour the oasis for it. Some old sorcery lingers on the skull, and it must be mine.
My mother has been teaching me magic and how to control my power, but I feel like I'm constantly disappointing her. She says that I have a gift, but it doesn't feel that way. Maybe it will improve if I keep practicing. For now, we are getting closer to the Black Soul Stone, and that's what really matters.
If you keep holding back, then you'll never improve. Ah! Leah, are you all right?
Yes, I think so.
I'm sorry to push you like this, but it will all be for the best in the end.
I know.
It is time. Leah, cast the spell as I taught you.
I live again.
Zoltun Kuul. We need you to activate the Black Soul Stone. We would use it to trap the last two Lords of Hell.
I know your voice, stranger. It has haunted me in death, just as it commanded me in life. Tyrael.
I am, but now mortal.
Fate is whimsical. I will give you the Black Soul Stone, but in exchange, I must be made whole once again.
You were treacherous before. How do I know you won't be an even greater threat once you've been fully revived?
You don't. So you must ask yourself, how much would you risk to save this wretched world?
Everything.
So be it. To begin, you will need to retrieve my blood from the dungeons where it has been hidden away. You will find them in the desolate sands beyond the aqueducts.
I'm going to go with you. We should bring Kuul's head with us. Maybe he'll have something useful to say. I'll put him in your bag.
This is madness! You must know he will betray us!
Murderer, torturer, monster. These were the titles bestowed upon Zoltun Kuul by the Horadrim. Though it cost them dearly, they killed the wizard for his crimes against nature and sealed his broken corpse within a shadow realm. It seems they were afraid he might return. After surviving the devastation in Tristram all those years ago, I swore vengeance upon Diablo and his ilk. I've sacrificed everything for it. This is my path, and I will follow it through to its bloody end.
Leah looks to you for guidance, much as she did her uncle.
She has a kind heart.
You don't approve?
Kindness will not help us survive in these dark times. The Lord of Lies is cunning. He wears many masks to hide his shifting nature from us. But we will have an advantage over him. The Black Soul Stone. Belial fears its power, for Soul Stones have bested his siblings in the past, and he could be imprisoned as well.
Have you fought Belial before?
Not openly. He was never one to lead an army, always in the shadows, much like his mentor Mephisto. He wields intrigue and artifice as proficiently as you wield your weapons.
You're looking at me in a very strange manner.
I've just realized that you never discouraged that man from believing you were the god of thieves.
Why would I?
Because you're not a god.
My thousands of romantic conquests would disagree.
What happened when you were with the Vetchin?
When we first joined the wagon train, we were just two lost souls. The Vetchin thought it was unbearably romantic. A pair of lovers on the run from their pasts. I suppose it might have even been true. A mystic with the Vetchin recognized Mira's talent immediately. We stayed with them while Mira learned from her. Along the way, we fell in love and married. I've never known anything as surely as my love for her.
Maybe she cast a spell on you.
Never mind.
I was just another highborn courtier in the palace. But I dreamed of being a famous poet, like Solan. Have you read his work? It makes your heart sing. My ability is nowhere near his, but I suppose you will see that for yourself. When the desert sands silence their whispers in the night, and the 1,000 lights of the stars bleed into the darkness, I will find you in the void. My love will pour from me as words pour from my pen.
You're an interesting one, aren't you? I wonder if your friends know what you truly are.
Just what are you implying?
Oh, all will be revealed in time.
Fezul Alcazar promised that he would lead his followers from sinful Chaldeum to a lily-strewn paradise at the heart of the desert, and that the journey would transform them beyond all recognition. Judging by the condition of the gnawed corpses found weeks later, Fezul kept at least one of his promises.
Slake your thirst on the heretic's blood, my children! Drink deep and be blessed!
Fezul will go thirsty, it seems.
Not all dangerous demons are large and imposing. The dust imps are little more than children in size, but they possess the cunning and bloodlust of far larger creatures. They take cover in the shadows, emerging only when viable prey wanders too close. Then they ambush, leaving little more than bones behind them.
You will not enter the aqueducts! Lord Belial demands your blood!
I can open this gate for you.
I miss searching for lost artifacts with Uncle Deckard, even though it did have its dangerous side. I can't tell you how many times I had to drag him away from an army of skeletons because he was fixated on some dusty old tapestry.
3 centuries ago, a much smaller Chaldeum depended upon small wells for its water. Then came the mysterious Dalgur, offering Chaldeum an oasis of unparalleled splendor, located in an area previously thought to be desert, asking only that his name be permanently affixed to the land. Then he vanished into the wastes. The Chaldeum aqueducts were created by order of the Trade Consortium Council after the Dalgur oasis was discovered 3 centuries ago. Though Chaldeum had been prosperous for many years, a reliable source of water allowed the city to grow even further. Luxurious public fountains were built to provide safe drinking water for everyone. In recent days, the aqueducts have become dilapidated and infested with vermin. The Imperial Guard has done nothing, proclaiming that the aqueducts were in tolerable condition. But I have seen them with my own eyes, and I know the truth. Many wealthy families, including myself, now prefer well water for our homes.
Emperor Hakan?
No time for pleasantries. I think I may have uncovered Bilal's assumed identity. I'm very close. But here's what you need to know. To find Kul's blood, you'll need to get through the aqueducts. There are 2 levers that control the entrance beneath the waterfall.
Have you located Belial?
Not yet, but I have some ideas. It is difficult. I have many advisors and other attendants close to me day and night. I will find him.
How are you able to appear before us?
They keep a close watch on me. I can't leave the palace. I stole an amulet from the Vizera ambassador. I saw him use it before. But I don't have much time. You need to find the stone. Leave Belial to me.
You saw all the guards he had up there. Just how did he manage to sneak away?
The electric eels are insidious pests that have taken root in the oases surrounding Caldeum. Known for their stinging strikes, these creatures are particularly dangerous when they attack in large numbers. It is said that raw eel has become a delicacy among Caldeum's elite, but I assure you these rumors are baseless.
This place has the characteristic stench of demons. Most disgusting.
It's Belial. So long as he lives, all of Caldeum is under siege.
Does he command all of these demons to serve him?
Uncle Deckard theorized that the demon lords leave demons in their wake, much like us leaving footprints.
Do you believe that?
Yes. The more I study my uncle's books, the more I realize that even I took his wisdom for granted.
He was a great man.
The vault door is sealed by magic means. The stone faces upon the ground seem to have some reaction to our presence. We would investigate further, but our intrusion has woken something in these halls. We should not linger.
My life has been long. I have gathered much wealth around me, but gold has brought me nothing but pain. And I will not let the curse of my wealth fall on my family. This room shall hold my treasure for all eternity. None shall divine its secrets.
That's one lever down. The philosopher Caddis said, if you want to know the truth of a city, you need look no further than the state of its infrastructure.
So Caldeum is infested with demons and smells of rot?
Yes, and built on secrets.
Tell me about this inn you want to open.
The world is so dangerous. Everybody needs a quiet, safe place to rest and recover. A way station on their journeys.
You must make your own safety.
And I will. That passage should lead to the desolate sands. I used to love traveling, seeing the world.
But not like this, eh?
Yes, it's not like it was.
Have no fear, Leah. We will make this world safe again.
A secret door hidden behind a waterfall. How imaginative.
You would do better?
You shall see when we get to my archives.
Have you located Belial?
Not yet, but I have some ideas. It is difficult. I have many advisors and other attendants close to me day and night. I will find him.
You go on ahead. I'm going back to town. I need to learn the spell needed to restore Cool's body. I'll meet you when you get to the archives.
You and I are the same. But those others, the fallen angel, the witch, they're using you for their own ends. You choose to be their puppet. Yet the power of your birthright could make you a god.
How goes your divinity, Cool?
There's no need to be snide. Soon enough, I'll walk this world again. Then I'll show you what a Nephilim can achieve.
The rockworm may very well be the ugliest creature ever to blight the world with its presence. Bereft of any features aside from its massive jaws, the rockworm appears to be a giant invertebrate. I should like to study it further, but its burrowing tendencies make it extraordinarily difficult to track.
My archives lie beneath this desert, perhaps even beneath the sands we now tread upon. The Horadrim could not destroy them. They could only lock the door behind them, and I still have the keys.
We, the Zakarum, have endeavored to make Caldeum a city of mercy and salvation, but we have not yet been able to convince the emperors to change the ancient policy of exile. Prisoners convicted of treason are still sent to the desolate sands to die with nothing but the clothes on their backs. In thousands of years of records, I cannot find a single account of a prisoner surviving exile to the desolate sands. The wastes are littered with bones that have been picked dry by the endlessly circling bloodhawks or desperate Lakuni. Those who die there meet their end without the sanctity of the light. The Zakarum scholar Brast wrote that the Desolate Sands were created after a mage clan battle sent out explosive energies that devastated the entire area. But he doesn't account for the enormous skeletons. No one has ever identified them. Were they a lost trace of giant beasts? Demons? Mythical dragons? We may never know.
This portal has made many rich, but it killed my brother Garrett when he used it. I'm too frightened to risk my life trying again. Use it if you dare.
We have found the key to the ancient device, but I fear that these treasures will cost us our lives. At least my brother and I have made it this far, and we are still alive. Dare we use this machine?
Look at all these bones. 100 different species must have come here to die.
Brass wrote that this land was an oasis of surpassing beauty once. A great magical battle sucked the water from the earth, killing every animal for miles.
What else did Brast have to say about this battle that ruined this land?
Not much. There were no survivors from the battle that day, or at least none that ever left this land. Local legend says that the magic twisted them, making them cannibals and worse, and that they sleep beneath the sands, waiting for nightfall.
My mother told me not to join the Major's army. I should have listened. In the morning they're sending the infantry against the Vigerai. I don't know how we're supposed to survive. Maybe we're not. It's so beautiful here. Maybe if I hid in the trees, they wouldn't notice I was gone.
Some of my blood is within that cave. I can feel it.
I would rather not discuss the sand wasp. These overgrown insects wouldn't be notable whatsoever if not for their exceptionally poisonous stings, which, alas, killed my young apprentice. I thought he would be more careful when I sent him to retrieve a sample from the hive, but his parents did not understand my perspective. The deserts of Kyrgyzstan are majestic, expansive, and full of stinging swarms of insects. They may seem a minor nuisance, but these vermin carry numerous strains of pestilence. One of them was trapped in my boot once, and my foot swelled up to the size of a melon before the infection cleared. What horrible creatures!
We are well on our way. At this rate, the Soul Stone will be ours soon. What further trials await us now?
Miserable wretches. I have no time for your excuses. Chaldean is on the brink of rebellion, and the enemy is closing in on the archives of Zoltan Kul. Slaughter her, and bring me the Mad Wizard's head and the Black Soul Stone, or I shall inflict incomprehensible agony upon the lot of you!
Tell me of the time you changed the future.
There was a girl who'd been toying with dark magic. When I saw demon possession in her future, she begged for my help. Since she was already tainted, simply stopping her dabbling with magic would not be enough. So I crafted her a protective charm. Unfortunately, the demon was already loosed from hell. When it couldn't possess her, it spitefully chose her father. The possessed father killed the girl's mother and sister. When the demon showed the man what he had done, he took his own life. Last I heard, the girl had been committed to an asylum. Such sadness. I don't like what Zoltan Kul is going to do to you. I told you he couldn't be trusted.
Are you going to tell me what he does? Or are you going to continue to just hint about it?
I changed the future to save someone once. I ended up causing the deaths of 3 others. I've told you all I can. I promise you.
How did you end up in Tristram?
You know, I've asked myself that. It was Mirror's idea. I wonder if she saw something and knew that I needed to be there to help you. Did she know what was going to happen all along?
I'm sorry, my friend, but you had many happy years together. I'm sure she had no regrets.
Thank you. I need a moment alone.
I think I was wrong about the jewel I seek. It's not in this land either. Oh, what a pity.
You said this jewel is yours, but not why you are looking for it.
Because it has killed thousands. And because I'm the only one who can hold it without harm.
Ah, I see. Because you are a god.
No, because it has already taken everything from me that matters. But enough of that. I have gone too long without spiced beef and spicier wine.
I must face facts. The Emperor isn't going to open the gates again, is he? The poor boy's gone mad.
It pains me so, my lady. I had great hopes for him.
What should I do? I am trapped here.
So am I, my lady. So am I.
Leah has become quite powerful.
The power was always within her. Now she's learning to control it.
Did she inherit her power from you?
I do not know where her power comes from. I spent a lifetime studying the ways of magic. It did not come so easily to me.
I'm not sure what I expected it would be like to have my mother back. But it wasn't this. She's different than what I imagined. I can see the toll her mission has exacted from her, just as it had with my uncle.
My archives are at the northern tip of the desolate sands. There we will find my body and the Black Soul Stone.
Liar! We both know you will betray us the first chance you get.
I am many things, Templar, but I am no liar. With all the secrets I have learned over the centuries, the truth is far more entertaining. For example, would you like to hear of the true origin of your order?
There is nothing you have to say that would interest me.
Finally, I have unlocked the secret of the Soul Stones once given to the Horadrim by Tyrael. An impressive creation, to be sure, but one that I am certain can be duplicated. No, not just duplicated, improved upon. My Soul Stone will be made to contain the souls of many demons, or even angels. I believe with this Soul Stone, I will finally be able to unlock the true power of man. In ancient times, our kind possessed power unmatched in this dreary age. With the Soul Stone, I will be able to elevate myself to the strength of my ancestors. The Black Soul Stone will be my greatest work, my legacy, and my gift to humanity. There will be wars to come between man and the creatures of heaven and hell. The power housed within my stone is the very thing needed to set mankind free from demons and angels forever. The wards have been triggered. It seems my brothers have finally come looking for me. Damn them. I am not ready. Too much of my power is invested in the stone's creation. I must finish it. The future of mankind depends on it.
We are in agreement. Kul, the renegade, must be stopped. He seeks to duplicate the power of the stones and wield it for his own ends. He is obsessed with the powers of heaven and hell. Drawing their attention will only bring doom to us all. We set out in 1 week's time, into the desolate sands, to search for Kul's hidden archives. None of us have any idea what to expect. How far has Kul's madness driven him? How much power has he accumulated in his mad quest? I can only hope we are not too late. We found Kul's archives. They were strangely empty at first. But Kul laid traps everywhere, each step harder than the next. It was foolish to expect otherwise. Kul has prepared for many years for someone to come for him. Perhaps we are fools. And yet, we must push on. Try as we might, Kul simply cannot be killed. His cursed blood sustains him. He bleeds sand and his laughter mocks us. There is only one course of action left to us. We will separate his body and his head. and hide the body within the Shadow Realm. We will seal the Shadow Locks with vials of his blood, and we will hide the blood in the desert under eternal guard. I can only hope that the world does not forget of Kul's evil, and his blood remains undisturbed beneath the shifting sands. Kul mocks my every step. I try to shut him out, but his chattering is ceaseless. He takes joy in taunting me. I will not rise to the bait. I will not give in to him. I long for the silence that will come once I secure his head away.
Here is the entrance to my archives. Let me activate the portal. I had to build all of this for my research and my experiments. The Black Soul Stone was a complicated creation. I sacrificed much to make it.
I don't like the look of this place.
Looks like I got here just in time. Emperor Hakan? What are you doing here?
Good, everyone's together. I came to tell you that I have found Belial, and I am ready to lead you to him.
Then, once we have the Black Soul Stone, we can rid ourselves of the Lord of Lies forever.
All well and good, but first I will be made whole.
We're ready to do our part. Just you remember yours.
Beyond these portals lie two relics that were once powered by my blood. Take the vials you recovered and use them to activate the relics.
I will stay here and prepare the ritual. Be careful.
Even after everything we've come to know about Sultan Kul, I never imagined anything like this. Maybe Adria is right about the Black Soul Stone.
You doubted me. How disappointing.
The Lord of Lies is as cunning as he is vile. We'll need to use our wits to defeat him.
Wit is not something we are in short supply of, friend.
Indeed. Belial will regret the moment he underestimated us.
Angels are no better than demons. Did you know that they once voted on whether or not to eliminate all of mankind? Only one vote saved us from extinction.
That sounds like something Tyrael would have done.
Yes. Whatever else he may be, he is the aspect of justice, and there is no justice in murder. I could have helped all men become Nephilim and ushered in a golden age, but my Herodic brothers could not accept man's true destiny.
The Accursed were created when a necrotic plague spread through Kyrgyzstan centuries ago. The infected watched in terror as their flesh blackened and died. The strongest medicines could not stop the decay. Eventually they fell into a dormant state, and their bodies were piled up in dark and forgotten places, where they could rest undisturbed.
We all agree that the end times are upon us. But do you truly believe that Belial and Asmodan could have engineered these events?
Who else? They are the last of all the Lords of Hell.
This must be the Shadow Portal. Let us be done with this. This is a place of pure darkness. I can barely breathe.
The Horadrim did all this to lock my body away. They must have been very angry with me.
Of course they were. You had to be stopped.
They were never very imaginative. You do not trust me. I understand. But we are more alike than you know. We have both tasted what it is to be Nephilim. Join with me, and we can become the masters of this world.
I wish to save mankind, not to enslave it beneath my heel as you would. I have retrieved Kul's body.
Then let me begin the ritual. But I'm warning you, Kul. You'd better not cross us.
You are surrounded by deceit, young one. I am the least of your concerns. Concentrate, Leah. Soon now. Just a bit longer. Just a moment. Almost. Yes! My blood thunders within me. This fetid air fills my ravaged lungs. I am alive again.
You're welcome. We have done our part. Give us the Soul Stone, Cool.
Very well. The bargain stands. Quickly, to my sanctum. At long last, I can complete my life's work. All will tremble at my power. What is this? How has this happened? The souls of the dead lords of hell have been absorbed into the stone. Abandon your quest, Nephilim. Your allies seek only to control you. With the power I offer, you and I could rule over all creation.
You are mad, Cool. Give me the stone, or I will destroy you. Five Lords of Hell now reside within this stone. What are you hiding from us, Adria?
20 years ago, during the darkening of Tristram, Cain told me of Zoltan Kuhl's profane soulstone.
That's why you left me. You went to mark the demon's souls so that they could be drawn into Kuhl's vessel.
Yes, my daughter. I have sacrificed everything for this.
During the Mage Clan Wars, the Vigerai summoned giant demons to guard their estates. After years of patrolling the desert sands, the demons' hides became thick as stone and caked with grit. In the end, they have outlived their masters. Now, only the glowing runes on their skulls belie their true origins.
We have the Black Soul Stone at last, despite Zoltan Kuhl's betrayal. I always knew he couldn't be trusted. Fortunately, we were able to defeat him and retrieve the stone. I learned that my mother had secretly bound the fallen lords of hell to it. I just wonder why she didn't tell me.
Do you think I could take a close look at that Black Soul Stone? It's like nothing I've ever seen before.
No, it is an object of immense power, not a jewel to be coveted.
You think too little of me. The object of my search is as dangerous as anything. My expertise may be of some use to you. I am, after all, quite well versed in the knowledge of jewels and stones.
You will see through Belial's lies and deceit, but it may not be enough. I don't need to tell you this, but I would suggest smashing anything that moves in there. You know, just to be safe.
What happens once we've trapped Belial and Azmodan in the Soul Stone?
Then I will shatter it, and the Lords of Hell will be no more. Controlling the Black Soul Stone will be perilous.
Are you certain you can do it?
It won't be me who will use it. Only Leah, under my guidance, can wield it. Her power is far greater than mine, and it will ensure our success. Know this. I have given everything. Even my own blood, my own daughter, so that I could hunt Belial and Azmodan. Do not question my dedication. I have given more than any, and I will give more before the end comes. While I was in Tristram, Deckard Cain told me of a black soulstone crafted by a renegade Haradrim. I didn't think anything of it at the time, but later, I realized its true significance. I knew the essences of the 5 slain Lords of Hell still existed in our world, so I spent the last 20 years locating and preparing them to be drawn into the stone when it was finished.
Finished?
Kuhl was interrupted during his first attempt. Now that the Soul Stone is finally complete, the Lords of Hell have been trapped within it.
We've got to reach the Emperor. He said he can lead us to Belial.
Are you certain we can trust the child?
We have no choice. But know this.
If Belial gets desperate, he will unleash hell upon Chaldeum.
So before we face him, we must evacuate the citizens. The Iron Wolves can help.
Well said. Let us proceed.
Belial has started his attack on the city. Let's go. Ashira is already at the sewers. Hurry! We'll keep you safe!
Belial is raining fire down on the city, in a desperate attempt to kill us.
When the fireballs began falling from the sky, we started evacuating the people. They will be safe here.
We will bring as many down as we can.
The Iron Wolves will assist you to the death.
I saw people hiding under the carts. Bring them to the sewers.
We can't risk our lives on this foolish heroism. We must go to the Emperor immediately.
We can't let these people die, Mother.
They'll die anyway. But if we die, Belial wins.
You may be right, but I still won't abandon them. It's safe down in the sewers.
To the gates. We have no time to lose.
Let's go.
Now, Leah, use your power just the way I taught you and bring down these gates.
Stand back. I still can't fully control it.
You dare stand in our way?
That's all of them.
Kneel before the servants of Belial.
That sorcerer's illusion blocks our path. Kill him. Again, daughter.
I feel so weak. I don't know if I can.
You must! Now! It is up to you now. Hurry! I must stay here and tend to Leah.
Praise the gods you've arrived just in time. Show me the Soul Stone.
Oh, you'll see the stone when I trap your rotting soul within it, Belial.
Clever. But know this, Nephilim. Azmodan knows of the stone and the power it contains. Even if you defeat me, he will exterminate you and every last one of your misbegotten kind.
I will not be undone! This world is mine! I cast off these petty illusions. Behold, the true vision of the Lord of Hell!
Quickly, Leah. Seal Belial's soul within the stone. It is ironic that one as twisted as Zoltan Kuhl played so great a role in our salvation.
Kuhl was once a tireless enemy of hell. From his life, let us learn. The longer we fight evil, the more it can corrupt our hearts.
I knew you'd have an easy time defeating Belial.
I wouldn't say it was easy.
Oh, you're way too modest. Now, Azmodan, that's going to be a fight.
Do you wonder what will happen in Chaldeum now?
We did what we could. It is up to their people to set things right.
Ashira will be there to keep the peace. I only hope they rebuild wisely. I've seen the ruin that Leoric and Diablo brought in Tristram. I would not wish it upon Chaldeum.
I sold everything I own just to get by. I appreciate everything you've done for us, but I have to leave. Chaldeum was never home to me. It was a beautiful prison. I may die out there on the road, but it will be in the open air, with the world stretching out before me.
Do you remember anything else?
Yes, faintly. My sisters and I were once mere servants in the house of a great Vigerai lord.
Oh, so he taught you magic?
No. I began reading his spellbooks out of curiosity and teaching magic to my sisters. Tricks, really. It was amusing for a time, but then I learned that he had begun to summon demons.
I have translated a strange passage from Jondar's journal. Long before he began serving Magda, he found a set of what he called key words hidden in a dusty librum. He writes that when he read these words, memories from his past returned to torment him. It was at that point that he began to mistrust the Order, though he did not say why. I am prepared to look upon these words and risk my soul. But I want you to understand something. I know I may die at any time. When I do, it must be without a single doubt that I am serving the light.
There is no evil in seeking knowledge. It is what you do with it that matters.
Thank you, my friend. But please, remember your promise. I am prepared to read these key words. I will turn the page. How odd. They are simple words. Words that I have never seen together before. Oh, I can see everything. Water on a leaf. A burning hut. Light in my mother's eyes. Oh, make it stop! It's slowing now. I can... Oh, no! No! I was a young man. A promising soldier of Westmarch. The Order recruited me. They lied to me. Piled false sins upon me.
Why do you think they did this?
I do not know. But I am sure this is why Jondar turned from the Order. He was a fool. The Grand Maester cannot possibly know what his Inquisitors have done. When I return with the tomes, he will punish them for their sins. Please, I must think on this.
Thank you for bringing sanity back to our city. Jaren and I owe you our lives.
Jaren?
That would be me. We hid during the bombardment, pressed together in a crevice. We had some time to, get to know each other.
He heroically shielded my body with his own throughout the entire night, and told me delightfully risque stories to keep me calm.
Happy to, my lady.
Today is a good day. You have liberated this land and brought low a Lord of Hell. Enjoy this moment, for tomorrow our war continues.
There is no time for rest. Even now, Azmodan plots our destruction.
The Lord of Sin is an uncanny tactician. He'll attack us where he believes we'll least expect it.
And where defeat would break our will to resist.
You are learning well, Leah. Now you must go to Caldeum's great library and continue with your uncle's work.
None of this makes any sense to me. What am I missing, Uncle? What am I supposed to see?
resistance. My minions will find the stone, wherever you choose to hide it. Then, at long last, Osmodan shall reign.